Welcome to Full Frontal Fatherhood. My name is Julian Redwood, and today I'd like to talk to you about how often gay men make better dads than straight guys. Not because they're inherently better at it, because their situation forces them to do it more conscientiously, and the result is better for everybody. So often we, given our societal norms, just fall into ruts where we hand over the responsibility to the mom and stand back. It leads to a real imbalance. As I talk about extensively in our main video, Why Modern Families Struggle, it can really be detrimental to your family, your kids, and lead to everybody having a very bad experience. The first characteristic you find in a lot of gay families that unfortunately you don't find in a lot of straight families is a real sense of equal footing between both parents when it comes to providing for the kids and the parenting situation. Both people feel equally empowered about their ability to provide. Of course, discrepancies exist, but not in the deep conditioned way that you so often find in straight families, where everybody in society expects that the mom is the care provider and that the dad is the second-class parent. Because of that equal footing, everything works out better. There are two people to handle every tough situation. One person doesn't feel overwhelmed by the inherent difficulty of being a parent, and both people can enjoy the other person's ability to take over when it gets really tough. We need to find that equal footing. As I talk about in my main videos, one key to being a great dad, a lot of it is about us facing our insecurity and our sense that we're a second-class parent and stepping into those moments of unknown and figuring them out. That's supported by us getting information about how to handle those tough moments and by talking to our partners to create a sense where there is equal footing. If we can tell our partner, hey, I want a relationship where we're both providing. Can you give me some space and support me to step forward? It makes a big difference. Gay guys have this inherently, but we have to work for it in a way that they don't. Along the same lines, gay guys have an opportunity to really find their nurturing side when the baby comes. So often we hand those responsibilities off to the mom thinking she's better at it. But the reality is we are all very nurturing, capable beings if we give ourselves the chance. For the gay guys, there's no one to hand it off to, so each one is given the space to sit there and hold their baby and fall in love and stare into its eyes. As dads in a straight relationship, we have to choose to take that moment. We have to choose to find that side of ourselves and create the love with our babies. Just by holding them skin to skin, staring into their eyes, when they go goo, we go goo. We follow them and we fall in love. If we're so caught up in our busyness and our phones and our work and our lives, we don't have that chance to really bond. We don't find that in ourselves. We leave it to the moms and things get out of whack. The third thing that gay families often do that we don't do, unfortunately, is strategize and plan. They're going into a situation where they're having to adopt a kid, and there aren't the societal norms about who's supposed to do what when. Everything has to be thought through. Everything has to be planned. We should all do this. It makes a huge difference. If you're not prepared for having a kid, it's going to wipe you out. It's so intense what happens. Amazing and completely worthwhile. But it makes all the difference if you go in knowing who's going to take care of the kid when it wakes up in 1 a.m. What are we going to do when there's no sex? Who's going to provide for it if there's feeding problems? What are we going to do in terms of fun in our relationship? All those kind of conversations need to be had. For gay families, they have to have them because there isn't that default. Don't fall into a default. Take the time to sit down, if it's before the kid has come or even if you're already 10 years into it, and plan out how you want to parent, how you want your family to go with your partner. That kind of collaborative conversation that we so often find in business is so often lacking at home. But sit down, make a plan. How could it be different and how could you get to that place of difference? Don't just accept the status quo that you're in. Strategize and make it what you want it. So hopefully we can take from what these gay guys are doing and find equal footing with our partners, find our nurturing sides, and strategize about how we can make our families thrive. In a family with a man and a woman, if the man is empowered, the family balance is maintained and everyone thrives. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Full Frontal Fatherhood. I'd love to hear your ideas about how we could do this. Please join the conversation below, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Full Frontal Fatherhood. Take care.